So today we'll be just doing the gaming test between the QD-Oled and the IPS panel. Both are 32 inches. On the left we have the MSI uh, Mac 321 UP. On the right we have the uh, LG 32GS75QX. LG is the IPS panel, and QD-Oled is by the MSI on the left. Now the MSI is obviously the 4K. On the right we have the QHD by the LG. So you guys can see the difference between, and the price difference is like a huge amount. Now I was really curious to know like what would be the difference between, obviously like the there is a difference, but there's a lot of difference in the price as well. So on the Mac 321 UPMSI, you're just getting obviously the 4K display, and you get about 165 hertz of refresh rate on, and you get like a lot of features. But the features like the crosshair are already there in the IPS of the LG as well, and the price difference is like massive. And the LG is obviously 180 hertz of refresh rate, so it depends upon what you need. If you like seeing these displays, like obviously the QD-OLED panels is obviously in terms of the colors and the D blacks, like obviously that wouldn't match with the IPS panel. You can see like the darks on the left looks very crisp and nice. On the right with the IPS panel, it looks a little bit flushed out. But with respect to once you see the larger perspective, like in terms of the price, so uh, I wouldn't say like there's a lot of difference just considering the price. Like this is just kind of more than half of the price what you're getting on the MSI Mag QD-OLED, so you can save a lot of bucks while just ending up with the IPS panel. And you don't have to deal with the burn-ins as well. I mean, the burn-ins obviously is not kind of an issue right now. Like there is a MSI is giving a 2 years burn-in warranty, and these are like a third gen uh, QD-OLED panels which are already not susceptible to burn-ins. And what the MSI customer service has told me, like unless you're just staring sun, very bright sun 24 hours, so you wouldn't get any burn-ins. So technology obviously is there, but price-wise it's quite expensive. However, on the IPS you're not just getting the burn-ins issue like that uh, on the IPS panel. We just go ahead and just start playing the game. I just try to match the colors a lot. Regarding the crispiness, obviously I can notice there's a slight, you can say, crispiness you might see there on the QD-OLED with the 4K panel, but here is manageable. It is still very crisp in terms of the gameplay that I can just watch on. The tones are a little bit softer on the IPS panel, a little bit cooler. I mean, a lot cooler on the QD-OLED panel. So we just go ahead and just see like the dark spots. You can see like the dark. It's very much poppy. You just get on the MSI, a little bit flushed out, kind of a very different look you're just getting on uh, the LG. And obviously the MSI had the GR1000, and the LG doesn't have that, but the game is very much playable. But yeah, obviously if you have the cash to put in, so QD OLED panel will be the best choice right now in the market. But yeah, it's very hard to just move back from QD OLED to IPS, but just to save bucks, I don't have ammo. So yeah, I can feel a lot of color difference. I'll just try to see if there is anything that can be done on the game mode. So there's like the presets you have available here. But yeah, you cannot match the IPS colors with the QD-Oled. Like it's very much different. You're just getting over here. Uh, Damn, both got killed. Yeah. So yeah, so here you'll just notice a lot like once it's dark black. So if you want like extra, you want to throw in cash for the blacks to get in, and obviously like extra features. So yeah, that will be just wording. I mean that will just word it a lot. So let's play some. So honestly, like once you're just playing game, you cannot just take off eyes from the QD-Oled panel, honestly. But yeah, if you consider the price wise, so obviously there's a lot of difference with regards to that one. Yeah. You have a lot of features you're just getting in it, but So I think Vivid will be the best choice that I would like to prefer. You can play around with the settings to just get the best results that looks best to your eyes. And yeah, that's the only option I would just say. You can see like the colors, everything. Like every time I look at the QD-OLED panel after the IPS, like it's completely different story. That's I would just obviously will say this thing because there is a lot of difference in the colors, how those pops up on the QD-OLED panel, and yeah, but it does everything the IPS panel. You only know once you're just comparing these both like side by side. Otherwise, it's pretty much fun to play on the IPS as well. And on top of that, you just save the issue that you don't have to face it with the QD-OLED panel. So it will going to last a long time. I feel the IPS to be a little bit natural. Let me see if there's any way to sort out the HDR on this monitor, and we'll just see in settings, and I'll just try to see if there's HDR option there. So night HDR. So let me check solely like if the HDR is there. So yeah, so HDR is there, but it doesn't work while dual monitor setup is on. So like if I do this thing, so HDR will be on. You can do the HDR calibration, you can do the auto HDR on this, and then there's a lot of options. So HDR will work. Now it looks excellent like this display, like it's really fun to play with the HDR on. Looks pretty great. I'm not sure, like somehow it's not working HDR with the what you call with the dual monitor plugged in, but once I just remove the MSI Mac, then it's working on the LG panel. Alright, so there is HDR in it, which works flawlessly and pretty much nicely on this monitor. I think there must be some option to show. So yeah, now there is. It's saying Visa certified HDR. So when the HDR is on, so colors pop up a little bit. It feels pretty much natural. Colors a little bit feels like off. Let me do the settings. Here in the settings, let's put it to the game mode to be as vivid. Yep, it looks better now in terms of the colors. And let me check the settings of the game itself. The gameplay, the video itself is 2560. Maximum frame rate is 180, minimum you can just push it. So I will just put every setting to ultra and high. And now you can see it looks excellent. So once I just go ahead and just plug it in the MSI 2, so you guys can have an idea of the gameplay itself. You can check out the details. So well, yeah, that was a kind of a quick gameplay on the QD-OLED, and just to show you guys like the difference between the QD-OLED and the IPS panel, like how much you guys are missing if you guys have the IPS panel, so you guys will know like what you guys are missing. And I believe like with respect to the pricing, like I would just say like the you are not missing much with regards to that one. If you're just getting a good IPS panel, so it will do just that thing, and you can save a lot of bucks. I wouldn't recommend the VA panels because if you're just specifically just using the VA panels for just for the gaming, then that might be useful for you guys. But like in case you guys are just using for the content creation and the uh, gaming, so IPS panel could be a good choice. Um, and if you have the money to spare, so obviously the QD OLED might be the choice for you guys. And if you have the and if you're gonna not compromise on the colors as well, because the main thing is like the QD OLED have a lot of popping colors as you can see on the left itself. If you see the red on both, so the red looks so much popping than on the IPS, which looks like kind of oranges, I would just say. So there's kind of a difference that I would just say. And if you're just wondering if you're just having a 4K or QHD panel, so you can also know the difference between these both. Like visually, I can say there's sharpness on the 4K, but you're not missing so much uh, on the IPS as well. Like it's pretty much fun to play games on the IPS with the QHD display. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.